Good morning, Discord. Good morning, YouTube. Let's get into it. Okay, so a lot of sideways action overnight in pre-market. We have the 50 MA at 33. And we have our 5 MA at 40, so 10-point gap. Let's see what they want to do today. We have some major resistance, or excuse me, support at 34.44. Before we get started, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risk. Owner of the channel, the traders that appear in the broadcast and affiliate companies are not liable for any loss inflicted in relation to its content. And then go to lastbuytrading.com so I can get you sorted, please. For your own sake. All right, let's go. Let's see what we got. So we still have this gap up here. It looked like they want to test the 50. Maybe we're going to grab some liquidity off the 50. So if they do want to head down to the 50, we need to look for one of two things. It's either going to be like this, or like this. So we got to watch out for it. So the 30 is telling us we're neutral. We're sideways on the 30. If we want to look for some calls, we got to be above 37. So on the call side, we probably want to be like this. We have our gap. Where's that gap? Starting at 39. So between here, probably not a lot to do, right? Honestly, probably this magenta too right here. Probably not a lot to do in here. We want to wait to see if 37 forms some type of support. Now, if it just shoots without us, then it shoots without us. It's going to be hard to find an entry if we don't find some type of support. All right, on the 5 minute, looks like we're testing. We might test the top of this lick box here. So they literally went from the bottom of the lick box to the top. We started at the bottom, now we're here. I should make a rap song about that. So on the 5 minute chart, this liquidity box holding up so far. We're gonna see if we can break, retest, and reject. So maybe, yeah, something like this would be nice, right? We'll see. You gotta let it play out now because there's probably nothing to do inside this lick box. It'd be nice if we can make some support right here. Okay, we still got a little bit of, just wait for this lick box to clear. Maybe on the 5 minute we'll see like a strong move, 2 red candles, and then before the push up, and then we'll see if we're going to touch this gap. Yep, what Jones said. Exactly what Jones said. Read that right here. I'm going to put a little pointy finger. Let it form. Let it form up here. If it doesn't form and it just shoots without us, then it shoots without us, right? We're gonna wait for it on the downside, but let it form. Don't try to force it. Look, we're still inside this liquidity box right here, so there's probably not a lot to do in here. Let them figure this out. We don't need to be involved in here. We got our 50 creeping up, the 5 creeping down, so they're trying to converge. Now, if we get down, if we break and retest underneath 34.44, we might have a scalp opportunity to the 5, or excuse me, to the 50. So what's standing in the way of that is this right here. So let's give it a little bit of time. Still early. After 15-20 minutes, we should have a good amount of data. Probably nothing to do inside the liquidity box, right? Let them figure it out. A lot of volatility right now. Hella volatility. I'm just going to clean up the chart. We already see what's happening here, right? So if we do test the 50, we're going to see if we're going to reject or if we're going to get underneath. So we'll wait and we'll identify the pattern. I just want to clean up the chart for right now. So from here, our only, quote unquote safety is going to be underneath the 50, right? So if all of this happens, then we're going to look for a retest of this 50. Very barcodey today. Very barcodey. Let's see what they want to do inside this. Let them figure this out, okay? There's probably another level right here. Hold on, let me give you a cautionary level. It's probably right here. I'm gonna put this one in teal. Or I'll put it in orange, just to let you know it's caution. Oh, okay, it's the same level here. 34.44. 34.40. This is 34.44. So on the 1 minute, this is our orange one that we just put. Let them figure this out in here. There's nothing to do inside here, okay? There's nothing to do inside of this range right here. Let them figure it out. There may be a scalp opportunity if we get underneath. Hold on, wait. If we get underneath this orange to the 50, there may be a scalp opportunity, but we need to break and retest underneath the orange first, and then we may be able to scalp to the 50. But I recommend, if we're in this lick box, just let them figure it out. There's probably not a lot to do in here. And then we already know by the time they break it, that's when it's going to do the annoying grind, most likely. And it's impossible to trade in this volatility anyway. We need some sense of direction. We have no sense of direction. So let's just be patient. This magenta here is I'll change the color. We'll do blue. This magenta here is pre-market, so I don't know if we're going to use it or not. It seems to be holding up, so maybe underneath this magenta might be a little bit. Look at the price action right now. This is, we can't trade in this, right? There's no trading in this. You gotta wait for this lick box to clear out. There's no trades to be had inside of here. And this is the time when when we can't have FOMO about anything, because there's just no way to know, right? Anything you'd be doing is a guess. Anything you'd be doing right now, call, put, whatever it is, you'd be guessing. So this is the time when, it's, you know, if it goes without us, okay, cool. You know, either we're set up for tomorrow or we have an idea of what to expect later on. But inside of this box right here, look at this chop box. Inside the chop box right here, there's nothing to do. We see a strong momentum candle, immediately rejection. Then we see a maybe a hammer, immediately push down again. So let's wait till we get some momentum. This secondary liquidity looks pretty good, but it's, again, you know, it's a little risky before orange. What I'm saying is, on the break of this purple, looks good for puts, but it's shady because this orange is right here. We know there's a lot of liquidity built up right here. Alright, don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Alright, let's see what they want to do on the orange now. We might break this teal on the 30. If we did break the teal, we might see the next cycle starting. Maybe if we break this teal, there's maybe a secondary here. Where's this at? 33, 32. 33. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's this secondary liquidity right here on the 30 is the 50 MA. Look what I told you. There's too much liquidity here. I know you're mad at me because it looks juicy, this purple, but it went from purple straight to the next level, bought right back up. So there's nothing to do inside here, right? There's nothing to do inside here. Stacy says my mates are on chicken butts. Okay, that's a weird thing that you have your mates are on chicken butts. Does everyone see why I cautioned you against this orange right here? That's why I cautioned you. I know this purple looks juicy, but this orange right here is just too much liquidity built up. And we don't know if there's more call or put orders here. So because we don't know that, look, we're still inside here. There's nothing to do in here. I don't think we need to say much more. Oh, mites. Mites are on chicken butts. Stacy, I still don't know what that means. Mites are on chicken butts. I'm so confused. No, I never heard that. I'm old, man. I don't listen to the internet. All right, here we go. Retesting top of the lick box here. Okay. So we see it ran up to this flexion point here. You see where the wick is and the flexion point. So let's see what they got. Man, it's so sketchy right now. God darn. So sketchy. Okay, for some reason it seems like the resistance at this dotted line, this doesn't mean anything. I literally just guessed, so this doesn't mean anything. Okay. If they stay inside this purple, it's going to be ugly. We need to get some lift off of this 37. I was glad when we saw this one. I wanted to see another red candle. 2 red candles would have been nice, but not this red. And we're just burning through these colors like no tomorrow. Damn, this magenta might be holding up. This magenta right here might be holding up. I'm gonna get rid of the blue just because it's unnecessary right now. We need to form some type of support above or resistance below, something. Inside here, there's nothing to do. Look, there's nothing to do in here. Let them figure it out. We have no business playing around in this. This is not for us. If you're new, open up the charts, go to the left, click on charts, and then have those charts open. We don't need this up here. If you're confused on the play, you need to say something now. If you're confused on what the setup is, you need to say something. Can I open the charts directly in TradingView and not in the browser? No, if you click on the links on the charts, it has to go through the browser, I believe. You know what? I'm actually not sure. Maybe there is a way to do it through TradingView. I'm not sure. J44, you're confused. It's in the Discord. You got to join the Discord. Oh, come on, man. Look. Oh, okay. Here. Open up the Discord chat. J44, open up the Discord chat. Talk in there. Go into the live stream and then click on the little, it says open chat. It looks like a little text box. Don't use YouTube. Go on the I thought you were in here. I think I see you in here. Yeah. Go into the live stream in Discord and click on the little open chat. It's in there. I put it inside the Discord chat. You don't really need to use YouTube unless you're just trying to listen to some music. Was I just talking a whole bunch on mute? I think I was talking a whole bunch on mute. All right, I'm going to repeat it again. I don't know what everyone heard. So look, we see significant rejection on orange, rejection on orange. Until this pattern changes, we're just doing this. This teal has a lot of power on the 30-minute. You see this teal? It has a lot of power on the 30-minute. This bottom teal, I believe, is probably going to be the... Yeah, it's the 50. We're right back at market open. Nothing's... If you haven't taken a trade, good. We've gone nowhere. if we just stay inside this yellow, this is going to be an annoying grind all the way to touch the gap. And that'd be unfortunate because it's going to be very difficult to find an entry. So from this point here, you shouldn't have your heart set or your mind set on a specific play, right? You shouldn't be hoping for anything. It doesn't matter which way it goes. If that opportunity presents itself, then we'll know. And number one, it's probably going to start not inside here, right? It's probably not going to be in here. So number one hurdle we need to you know, take into account is we need to get out of this lick box. We have to get out of this. All bets are off otherwise. So maybe instead of this and this one right here, we probably want to look for this one right here. This would probably be more ideal, right? Something like this down here. If you're looking for puts, or if the put scenario presents itself. But for now, here, look, we have this. We have our high, higher high. But then we have a low. What the heck? Okay, I think it's equal low. So then, yeah, we have our low, high, higher high. So once we break this, a lower low, then we'll know. We need a lower high and a lower low. Now look, we've seen it before where they chopped around the entire day in a 2-point range. This is a 4-point range. So we've seen it before where they chop around in a 4-point range all day, literally. And it wasn't even that long ago, but we've seen it before. So if they chop around all day in this 4-point range, that's what it is. Maybe Micron, you know, maybe a lot of investors are looking at Micron, wondering what are they going to do? We don't want to make any moves. Micron's now, I think, like technically Mag 7. All right, Oz, ready? I just saw your comment, Oz. I'm talking to you directly. You see this lick box right here? This is the chop. We don't want to get involved in the chop. Let them figure this out. We need a break and retest above or below, first of all. To the downside of this lick box, we have a caution right here on this orange. Okay, that's why it's orange, just because it's caution, because we see, look, all the liquidity pushed up. Orange pushed up. So orange is heavily defended. Heavily defended. So if orange breaks in a retest, we want to see another yellow form. And then on the break of that yellow. Whenever that happens, we'll be ready for it. But for right now, we see we possibly have a wedge forming here. Okay? Possibly. And that's if this green even makes any sense. So we're going to find out. The green will make sense if we break and retest above this lick box right here, and the yellow will make sense if we break and retest orange. Got it, Oz? Let me know if you got it. All right, perfect. And again, chopping around between this 4 points, I've seen it happen 2 points. We've seen it literally between 2 points. It just chopped the entire day. between 2 points. I think there was like one move and then 2 points for the rest of the day. We've seen it happen before. Micron has earnings coming up. If they want to stay sideways on Micron, because Micron is going to let the market know, hey, are the, not chips, what is it? I guess chips, right? What do they do? Chips or something? Whatever that sector is that Micron does, is that one worn out? Is that one already worn out? Because if Micron posts good earnings, and not even earnings, because everyone, you know, you're going to expect them to have good earnings, but guidance, right? If the forward guidance for Micron is like, you look, next year, 5%. Don't even worry about it. We're going up 5% next year. If that's the guidance, then maybe we get another rally back to maybe not all-time highs, but close to it, maybe a little bit above. If Micron after hours posts some BS, or if the market just not happy with it, then maybe a little more downside underneath the 50. The 50 right here, 50 MA. But we're still in this little chop zone. We're still in the chop box. Nothing to do in the chop box. We're almost, market open was at 34. We're at 35. Nothing to do inside the chop box. Let them figure it out. In my opinion, you see everyone placing their bets on Micron right now. They're all placing their bets on Micron, whichever, up or down, they're all placing bets. Okay, I'm buying a whole bunch of puts, I'm buying a whole bunch of calls, and we're going to see after hours who's going to win. And then another concern I have is this magenta. This magenta's holding up. Rejection, rejection. This magenta's actually holding up. So let's say yellow does break. We're gonna have to measure risk to reward on from yellow to orange and then from orange to magenta. And then maybe we can scalp a little something to the 50 if we do get that low. You know, the orange is going to tell us a lot. Okay, we are below the water. Below the water, still in the bull cycle on the 5. Still sideways on the 30. Below the water on the 1. We got about a little under 2 minutes on the candle. All right, we're testing the bottom of the lick box now. We're testing this teal right here as well at the same time. This teal probably holds a lot of liquidity in it, right? This lick box probably holds a lot of liquidity in it. And we know that the orange does. We know the orange does because look at the significant, every time it touches orange, back up. Touch orange, back up. So orange is going to be significant, I think. Ten seconds on the candle. Now we got to deal with this magenta here on the 1. Dealing with key level, what is this? 34 on the 5. I'm just gonna slide this over. Just sliding it over, that's all. See, look at this magenta. Got about 345 on the candle. This is just chop. Look at this chop. Nothing to do inside here, right? There's nothing to do inside of here. Inside this lick box, it's nothing for us to get involved in. We need to break this orange. Look at all the liquidity built up on orange. If they break and retest, it's probably going to be up. I think maybe we can get to the 50, but we have to deal with yellow, we have to deal with orange, and then we have to deal with what? Magenta right here. So we had this level here creating our again, until this pattern breaks of where orange bought up, orange bought up, orange bought up. Until this breaks, we don't really need to focus on puts until that happens. Now they're testing this 36.45. Maybe, oh wow, that cycle just changed. Yeah, I believe the dominant algorithm is probably this magenta. There's nothing to do inside here. This wedge is dependent on this orange. We needed to break and retest this orange. This has to happen. We'll know this is going to be a thing once this happens. We have to be somewhere outside of this lick box. This liquidity box is strong. All right, we're gonna see if this green means anything. If we break the green, retest this lick box here, and continue. Got about a minute and a half on the candle. Otherwise, we're just still in the chop, still in the lick box. This price action is brutal. Look at this. You can't trade in this. There's no trading inside here. There's no trade to be had. Look at the bar coding. All right, this previous level right here, they broke, retested. Let's see if they want to take it above. Okay. Testing top of the lick box. Look at the 30-minute. Got the 5-minute at the waterline. This last high was at 37.66. Again, there's nothing to do inside here, okay? Let's just be patient. There's nothing to do in here. Inside this box right here. This price action is not pleasant. All right, what the water? We're at the water line on the 30. Maybe starting or continuing that bull cycle. Look, they have their range, right? They have their range. This is very clear. above the water on the 1. Let's see if it's going to be a weak cycle. Still technically below the water on the 5. At the water line on the 30. Another rejection inside the lick box. So it's going to be puts in the top, calls in the bottom. Puts in the top, calls in the bottom until it's not. Supply and demand day. I'm just going to clean up the charts just a little bit. I'll leave this one here. Let's check on VWAP. Where's VWAP? Nothing's changed. We're just gonna slide this. I'm just gonna slide this over. Nothing's changed. Okay, let's see what we got. We're testing this on the top of the lick box here. Let's see what we got. Broke above the water on the 5. Okay. Weak cycle on the 1. Okay. Okay. We got to key level 3804. Okay. Just need a little bit more. There we go. A little more. Let's see what they want to do on 3804. Okay. Give us a little bit of breathing room. Protect your trade. Oh, man. All right. All right. All right. All right, cool. We survived. We survived. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Look at the money we just printed. There we go. Protect your trade. Oh man. My goodness. That was. There we go. Let's go. Heck yeah. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Look at the money we just printed. All right, look, we're coming up to this yellow right here, so maybe a little bit hectic. Take your money or figure out your life. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is a good move. Very good move. I didn't get the best fill, but we did all right. All right, now work your exit strategy. If it's key level, right, the rejection right here, if you know, I wouldn't give it too much room, right, because you see the volatility, the hostility. You know, we had a strong move, so a little bit of pullback would be normal. If you had a good entry, you'd be fine. Whew, man, we needed that. needed that one. Oh, goodness. Uh, 10 seconds on the candle. All right, so we know for sure this yellow's a thing, right? We know, I'm just gonna clean up the chart. We know for sure that this yellow's a thing. Oh my goodness. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right, let me adjust my stops real quick. Hold on, what the hell? What the hell? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? Can you guys hear me? You can hear me? Everything's frozen. Why am I frozen? Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna have to Control Alt Delete. Oh wait, I'm just using my phone. Hold on. Okay, it's back. It's back. It's back. What the hell? What was that all about? All right, I need to adjust. All right, we had a good day. We had a very good day. Very good day. Oh my goodness. There we go. Come on. A little bit more wouldn't hurt. A little bit more wouldn't hurt. At least give me a second bite up here at what is this? 93. Let's go. 93. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Well, what do you know? All right, let me adjust real quick now that everything's working. Bro, who told you to update in the middle? Hold on, this thing's updating in the middle of my darn. All right, update, pause. All right, now we got a little bit of room. We can breathe a little bit. Doug, no way. Doug. Doug, really? Oh man, there you go, Raul. Done for the day. No reason. Look at the money we just printed. All right, touching. I'm probably gonna take a little bit from here now because second touch on yellow. I'm probably gonna take a little bit. I'm gonna move my stops. I'm gonna take something off the table. I survived the first wave. Easy money. Easy money. Look at the money we just printed today. Oh my goodness. Doug almost with a 4-figure. Look at Doug. I'm so proud. I'm so proud. That's amazing. Here, watch. I'm going to share the screen real quick with everybody. Screen share. Look at the money. Look at the money. Oh, man. Infinite money. Oh, my goodness. We had a very good day, huh? We had a very good day. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Hold on, blur this out. Blur this out. All right, blur it out. Look at the money we just printed. Very good day. All right, look. Back to real life. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, go to the website livespytrading.com. I'll get you sorted. Remember, do not consider this financial advice. Trading stocks involve risks. The owner of the channel, the traders that appear in their broadcast and their affiliate companies are not liable for any loss inflicted in relation to its content. And then you go to the website. I'm telling you, you're going to be fine. You're going to be just fine. Ah man, I took something off the table right here when I saw this rejection here. So my first set gone. This is where this is where I always mess up. This is the part where I got some space, so I'll give it a little bit of room. But look at the volatility here. I'm probably gonna be happy with what I get, and then wait for the next setup. Because I'm not built for the big red candles like that. That's not me. I'm gonna give it a little bit of space, but whew, we had a good day. We had a very good day. We see that we had this previous, whatever this level is I have right here, we saw that it retested it and rejected off of it. Is why I left it on here. This is why I left it right here. Something was going on here. Man, this is eating up my come on, man. Now I got to figure out, am I going to survive this week cycle? I mean, I got space, but damn, do I want to survive a week cycle, or am I being greedy? Am I being greedy, Cruz? You're my conscious. What should I do? Oh, god damn it. Doug. All right, Cruz. Cruz is my conscious, and this is me. Go ahead and. All right, Cruz. All right, Cruz. There we go. All right, Cruz. Woo! There we go. That's what I needed right there, Cruz. All right, now I can give myself a little bit of. Let me collect just a little bit, right? Let me collect just a little bit more. Oh no, Cruz, I'm about to mess up. Did I mess up? Let her breathe. All right, I'll let her breathe a little bit. I'll let her breathe. You think I should survive the cycle? Should I survive the week cycle? Come on, let's not even get into that week. Let's go. Let's not get into the week cycle. Let's just go. Let's just hit the gap. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh, Cruz. Cruz. Oh, man. Here we go. All right. Got a little bit of breathing room now. Now I'm okay to breathe. Now I'm okay. Now I can breathe. Here we go. I'm just going to let this play out. Look, if you're new, take your time. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. Take your time if you're new. You need to look at the money look at the money we're printing. You need to give yourself a little bit. You need to give yourself some time to get used to the whole process, the whole setup, so you know what's going on. Okay? Doesn't mean we're gonna win every single trade, but if you stick with it, it's very hard to be wrong twice in a row. I keep telling, look at the money we just printed. Oh man, Cruz, I owe you a pina colada. Oh my goodness, look at the money we just printed. Oh, it feels good to be a gangster. I'm telling y'all, it feels good to be. All right, look, we're testing this again. Now what do I do? Oh, okay, I'll let that happen. Oh my, give it to me. Look, we identified the perfect entry. Here's what we saw here, right? We saw this green, and look, we had a break, retest, and a rejection off the green with the entry. Once we, had this strong candle above, what do you call it? What is this? The lick box, right? I told you, there's nothing to do inside here. Inside here, nothing to do. Once we get outside, I don't even think I need to say it. Look, it all happened. All of it happened, right? I cautioned everyone, be careful with this orange. This orange is going to be tough. This orange is going to be tough. Look at the money we just printed. Right to the gap. Bam! Right to the gap. Let me adjust. Whoo! This is almost too easy. Oh, give me that. Give me that. Let's go. Hold on, I'm not going to get greedy here. I'm not going to get greedy. I don't want to stop myself out though. I'm definitely not going to survive a weak cycle here. I'm going to take my money. Hold on, let me adjust. I'm here. Right to the gap. It's almost like we knew ahead of time what was going to happen. Look, I told it. Below red? All right, then we'll let it run. If we get below red, we'll buy puts under red, right? Someone said we had a red ranger. If this didn't happen, there's no reason to look for puts, right? I told you this. Look at the money we just printed. I told you this this teal holds a lot of strength. Look at the rejection off the teal. I also told you this orange holds a lot of strength. We're looking for a break and retest underneath the orange minimum, and that may give us a scalp to where? The 50. Look at the money we just printed. On every single chart, I have gap written right here. Right here. It had to be underneath red for puts. It just had to be. Or, you know, maybe we can scalp something from orange to the 50. Look at the money we just printed. Now I owe Cruz a pina colada. Oh my goodness. We had a good day. We had a very good day. And it just keeps getting better. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Look, let's say you did take, what is this? Yellow? Okay, if you got, which, you know, I advise against because we have this orange. But if you did, right? If you put a reasonable stop, okay, you get stopped out. And then we have our green. We had a break, a retest, a reject of our green. Classic. We had this nice momentum candle. We also broke above the liquidity box. This is not an accident. So even if you got stopped out here, not only did you make up your money, but you probably got a little bit more on top of it. This one just got me. This one just got, I was a little too close to the, flying a little too close to the sun. I just got stopped out. Okay, this is a good move. This is a great move. Almost 3 points. Almost 3 points in 44. In 15 minutes. 15 minutes. You could not pay me to be a lawyer, to be a doctor, an engineer. I respect all those careers, but I don't want to pay a reduction in pay. That ain't for me. We had a very good day. Wow. Very good day. Simply amazing. Simply amazing. I'll leave it here. I'll leave it there. I'm going to clear up this chart just for accounting purposes. I really need to start using the 5 minute instead of focusing on the damn 1 minute. That's what I need to do. I need to use this 5 minute instead of the 1 minute. I'm pretty sure I told everyone we broke above the water. We're at the water level on a bull cycle on the 30, and we were above the water with a weak cycle on the 1. I 100% pretty much telegraphing everything. We had a good day. We had a very good day. See, look, I wouldn't have been okay with this drawdown. There's no, even if it does go up, I know me personally, I wouldn't have been okay with this. I'm day trading. I'm getting in and getting out. 15 minutes? That's what I like. 15-minute play? All right, cool. I survived I survived this wave right here. I would never survive the second wave. So that's not a surprise. But, you know, when you learn to scale your account little by little, you'll see even, 15 minutes, you'll make more money than a week's worth of W2 work. I promise you it's going to happen. It just takes a little bit of time. A little bit of time. Holy jeez. Jimmy James printed, Raul printed, Cruz printed. All right. We just have to be a little bit patient, allow them to figure it out, right? So when I'm saying allow them to figure this out, we don't need to get involved. We'll get something out of it. We'll get something. We're not going to leave empty-handed. You just got to stick with it. Even if you got faked out here, I was very clear about this orange though. Very clear about this orange. We couldn't mess around with this orange. Because look, every time it hit orange, rejection, and then big rejection, not just little rejection. You're talking about like 1.5 candles, 2-point candles. So, the market wasn't having underneath orange. It just wasn't going to happen. We needed to look for, you see this right here? That's not an accident why I left it. I erased everything else and left this one right here. This is not an accident. This is not an accident. And look, I get lucky sometimes. This is just luck. I get lucky. But damn. Luck was on our side today, right? Luck was on our side today. If you're interested in learning how to trade with us, go to livespytrading.com. I'll get you sorted. I promise you. I promise you. Look at this. Look at this. Printed. Thank you. You're welcome, brother. I'm telling you, I get lucky sometimes. It's just luck. But there's a reason why I left this right here. The break, something, this was, I'm not going to say it was obvious, but it was kind of too easy. Or you could say, I didn't know VWAP was there, obviously, because I just turned on VWAP. After I put this here, that's when I put on VWAP. So you could say it was a break and kind of a retest of VWAP. Close enough to a retest VWAP. But we confirmed that with our green. So we knew on green, it was either going to be yellow or green. It was very hard to be wrong twice in a row. This is just how it works. Very hard to be wrong twice in a row. And there's no way I would have been okay with this type of drawdown. So, I did what I needed to do. I took that key level. And also, you have to remember, so if the members want to follow along really quickly, or you know what, I'll just screen share it, whatever. I'll screen share it. If you guys want to follow along really quickly, we have a trading plan. The trading plan, look at the date, look at the time. If you notice, on one of the neutral setups, I added something a little extra, gap fail, right? So because I was aware of this right here, that we could test this gap and then pull back. This is why I was a little hesitant to hold the contract any longer. If it were to go up, great. If not, I got my money, right? 3 points, 3.5 points in 15 minutes. This is 3.5 points in 15 minutes. That's a pretty goddamn good move, if I do say so myself. Congratulations to the Discord members for having some faith in me. But so this is why I was a little hesitant right here, right? Which is why I took it, because I knew this was a possibility, and we identified this very early, right? Before the market opened. Very early before the market opened. So that was my reasoning for getting out of the trade right there. But I think it was a look. I'm telling you, I get lucky sometimes. I get lucky. I get lucky. I get lucky. That's all it is. Just luck. Okay? We get lucky every day. That's not weird. It's completely normal. Completely normal. Whew. Yeah, there's no way I would have been okay with this drawdown. Absolutely no way. Especially when you saw the trading plan, how I have already planned for this. I've already planned for this, which is why I have, you know, it looks a little bit different today, right? A little bit different today. Every single chart I wrote gap, 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 gap. Every single chart. This is not an accident. This is not an accident. This is luck. It's luck that I drew exactly what was going to happen with a freehand drawing before it happened. Just luck, I'm telling you. We had a good day. We had a very good day. Let me put the mascot. Go ahead, because they're going to want overtime. They're going to want overtime because they're working they're working overtime. No thank you. All right, let this settle out. Look, we know we have our this is an issue here. This is an issue for the market. Not for us, but for the rest of the market. This is an issue, okay? What I will do is I'm going to go into the secret room right now and give away some plays to the Discord members. If you're not in the Discord, why you should join. You just missed out on a shit ton of money. Stupid. Anyways, I don't know why people are so... $45 for a week. You're so goddamn cheap. You missed out on hundreds of dollars today, if not thousands. I know somebody made a couple thousand, but that's besides the point. All right, look. Here's what we have. Discord, pay attention. Let me make sure everyone's paying attention. All right, everyone's paying attention. I need one of the OGs or one of the... someone who's going to pay attention. Listen. Because I told you I got to get out of here early today. So look. One of two things is going to happen, okay? Obviously, one of two things puts her calls, right? So look, the reason why I'm saying that this is going to be an issue is because of this. You see it? All right. So this is going to be an issue. So if we do get down here, expect it to be hectic. And you got to be holding for the long haul, right? Does everyone see that? All right, cool. Now watch. If not, we have to worry about this. You see it? All right, cool. Which means there's probably a 50-50 somewhere right here. This is going to be difficult. I think we made plenty of money today. Call it a day. I'm not going to be here and you guys are going to be nervous to try to trade without me. I already know it. I already know it. So what I'm saying is, we don't know from right where we are right now. Take a look to the right. It says 38.12. We don't know, okay? So because we don't know, certain things need to happen. And if it doesn't happen, whatever the shit I have on the screen, if it doesn't happen like that, I'm actually going to put this a little bit lower. There's probably a no man's land right here. I believe there's a no man's land right here. Watch. There's a no man's land right there. I believe it. I don't know it to be true, but that's just what I think. So look, here's what it is. Either we're going to stay inside of this yellow until infinitum and maybe even get up to the top of the gap. You see the top? Either we stay up there and you know, do the hard work all the way up there, but your scalp puts probably somewhere over here, okay? Underneath this 50-50. I'm just going to slide this over just so it makes more sense. Underneath this 50-50. I'm going to erase this for now just to make it look a little neater. So look, we're doing this. Top, bottom, top. We may go bottom, top, okay? So we have to be aware of this. This is the overall algorithm. You don't even need to think about it. You see it. You see it. Now, granted, they could change it up. And I'm not going to be here to identify it. But for right now, this is what we have. And it looks like it's working out absolutely perfect. It's doing what it should be doing. Okay? So, pay attention to your key levels. Number one, pay attention to these key levels. The ones that are off to the side right here. Number two, this is going to be an issue. If we get down here, this is going to be an issue. And the reason I'm saying that is because look, we already know it. You don't need to think too hard about it. It's going to be an issue if we get back down here. So if you didn't already take the play, you know, where I suggested, or even on this one right here, because this is part of the trading plan, right? If you didn't already take it, you're in the middle of the water now. So now you'd be guessing, and then you gotta pray and hope and hold for whatever your thought process is. All right, so if you're new, let me know if you're a little like confused or what's going on in your head. All right, I'm gonna go back to real life. Oh yeah, lunchtime. Yeah, good call. Jones, what are you talking about? Jones, you're a nut. All right. We see a little bit of weakness in yellow. Not even really. Not really. It's still closer to the top, which is actually strength. Okay. Oh wait, damn! I just showed everybody the damn play. I just showed everyone the damn play. All right, look, we had a rejection here. Excuse me, resistance here, support here. So, I mean, we kind of already knew because you see the gap between this lick box here and this lick box here. So there's no surprise here. We already have an idea what's going on. So whenever you see like a gap like this, it's probably no man's land. We don't know. We don't know. Damn, I keep showing the play. And it would be completely reasonable because look, you see this momentum candle, or you know, this momentum building. It would be completely reasonable over the next few hours to print a few red candles here before the continuation up. Completely reasonable. So we'll see on in about 11 minutes, 11 and a half minutes, how this candle finishes. We'll see how this candle finishes. It should give us some indication of what to expect next. Now, if we get, you know, let's say 45 minutes from now, and we print two red candles, we have to be open to, excuse me, we have to be open to the continuation pattern, because that's all that's going to happen is this, right? So two red candles would be reasonable right here. So if you're not already in the call and holding for dear life, then you got to wait. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You got to wait for the proper setup. There's probably not a lot to do in here, right? A lot of indecision. You see that. All we did know was if we go from here to here, we knew this is the money. We knew that much. Beyond this, we don't know. And we don't need to try to guess. And if you didn't take a trade, if you hesitated, now's not the time to try to, make things fit in your head, to fit a narrative that you already have going on in your head. Now's not that time. Because if you're not the type that is equipped to deal with significant drawdown and to watch those contracts go negative, if you're not that type, then don't start today. Today's not the day for that. Okay? Today's not, and look, I'm not that type. So don't take it as like a criticism, or don't take it like that you're not good enough, or whatever it is. Everyone has different risk tolerances. Everybody. So if you hesitate, and the only reason I'm saying this right now is because I told everyone I'm going to stay on for a few hours, but I got to go a little bit early today. So I left you with the plays for the long-term plays, how it's going to play out. Let me make sure everyone understands. Does everyone understand what's happening? The setups, or no? Or does someone understand that could willing to relay the message? Okay. Let me see if someone understands. Okay. I'm going to go over it one more time, okay? I'm going to go over it one more time. All right, here we go. Screw it. I'm just going to do this one for YouTube as well. I don't feel like going in the secret room. Here we go. Now look. I'm going to start over. Make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to start all over because it doesn't change. And I know that looks like a whole bunch of horse hockey, but so look, here's what we do know. What we do know is that this yellow is holding up pretty well. You see the yellow we're in? Bottom of yellow, top of yellow, bottom of the yellow, top of yellow, maybe bottom of the yellow, top of yellow. So we do know that this yellow is holding up pretty well, okay? That's number one. Let me know if you're, give me a little something in the chat. Let me know you're following. All right, I see you typing. All right, so this is what we know so far. So until this trend changes, we're just in yellow, going up inside of the yellow. So if you're doing counter trend plays, meaning if you're buying a put, when you see the trend going up, you know you got to scalp it. And your scalps are only going to be valid till the next key level. However, you're fighting the overall trend. So you don't want to fight the trend too much. So make sure your stops are tight if you're doing counter trend, first of all. All right, cool. Now, the setup, if you want a little more safety on your setup, we want to look for something like this, right? So we see on our horizontal liquidity that we had a lot of chop in between here. Not really a bad thing, but for day trading, probably not a good thing because, we want to get in and get out. We're not holding for forever. So with this, we need to see if this is going to happen right here. If we're going to form a head, a shoulder, and then another shoulder breaking this yellow trend line. Okay, let me see if you got that. So what that will look like is probably something like this. Let me see if you got that. This is for all right, cool. Now, so that's what this is going to look like. If this happens, this is probably your best bet for a put setup. If you're doing like counter trend stuff while we're still in this yellow, you better be real quick with it. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, cool. And it's also going to get hectic in here if we do get down here, because look how hectic it is. A lot of people are going to get stopped out. If we get down here. That's an if. I'm not saying to bet on that. What we do know is this. This is the data we do have. So I'm going to clear this up real quick. The data that we do have is this right here. Top of yellow, bottom of yellow. Top of yellow, maybe bottom of yellow. So because the bottom yellow here could also be a shoulder on a different, if you're doing structure type stuff. So we don't know if when we get down here, if it's going to grab the liquidity from here to shoot up, or if it's going to get underneath. This is why your best bet is to wait for a break, a retest, and a reject for puts. And for calls, you're simply going to look for liftoff if it starts lifting off. So what we call that, because it can go either way here, is going to be a 50-50, which is going to be represented by this little red donut or bullseye, whatever you want to call it. So whenever you see this, 50-50, we don't know. We don't know from here. Okay? Let me see if you understood that. Okay, yeah. A break and retest underneath the lick box. Perfect. Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, damn, what was it? Damn, shit. I can't see it because I'm in streamer mode. But new guy. I want to make sure the new guy gets it. All right, now look, here's another thing we know. We know that every liquidity level like this, you see how they're building? Look, we had a liquidity level here. And this was just a large liquidity box, right? And then we have another one here. We know that it's probably a flexion point. So the flexion is either going to be like this, watch. The flexion point, it's either going to be where they're forming the head and shoulder, right? Or they're forming the bull flag. So you don't need to think too hard. One of these things is going to happen. You don't need to think too hard. This is just what it is. And if none of this happens, then guess what? We're just stuck in chop. And you don't want to be involved in here. That's why it's best to wait for the proper setup. If you're doing counter trend stuff, then you're scalping. You got to be quick with it. But look, you don't need to worry about a lot of that stuff too much right now. What you should be focusing on is identifying the entries and holding on to your contract or placing your stops properly and taking money when you should take money. That's what you should be focusing on. So look, a recap. We're in yellow until we're not. If we get down here, break yellow, retest, reject, then maybe there's some puts. However, you're going to have to deal with some violence. This is going to be violence in here. If we get below red, let it run a little bit. So while we're in here, probably not a lot to do, right? Probably not a lot to do in here. And you know, remember, we have, I'm going to share the screen. We have a trading plan that perfectly identified exactly what was going to happen today. So this is what, let me see. I mean, this is, I can't be any more precise than perfect. So we have the trading plan. This is what I drew in the morning. This is what's happening right now. What I drew, it's literally happening right in front of us, right? So we don't need to think too hard. The trading plans, they're going to guide you through the next step. So once this trading plan hit, then you go, maybe let's look at the bolt up. Maybe we want to see a little bit of hesitation between 37.92 before the push up. So it tests this lick box right here, 37.92. Let's see. Okay, so look, it tested. Maybe the bolt up, right? We don't know. We're about to find out. But I promise you, the trading plans is gonna hit. I promise you, the trading plan will hit, because they always do. They always do. Just wait for the proper setup. That's all we got to do. We'll be fine. We're gonna be fine. Another one we could have is, oh, okay, pretty much the same deal. Pretty much the same deal. So if it wants to head up, it's gonna look like one of those patterns right there. If it wants to head down, we could be looking at the failure here, or even a higher failure up here. Okay. And that's what we got, because that's the data we have. And then we're going to use our trading plans. Well, you know, I recommend use a trading plan, but you'll figure it out. Take your time. This is day one. Take your time. You'll be fine. But it looks like that trading, it looks like it's about to hit. Unfortunately, I got to get out of here. I'm going to let this run in the background for a little bit while I get ready, and I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. I'm going to also take a little break. I need to circulate some blood. I got a bad heart. I need to circulate my blood. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Now look, the 5 is in striking distance. It doesn't mean that they have to, right? Because same thing as yesterday, the 50 was in striking distance and they kind of just like went close to it and then kind of like left it alone. Okay. So don't assume it has to hit the 5. What I'm saying is, let's say you go in on calls. If you have a call feeling, I don't know, let's just say you do, then you need to protect the trade as soon as you can. Take some money. You don't need to be a hero and try to hold until kingdom come, yada yada yada. Allow the account to build little by little by little, and even the little moves are going to be a full work day, I promise. But we have to allow whatever needs to happen, allow it to happen first. Doesn't mean we're going to get every single trade right, but I promise you, it's very hard to be wrong twice in a row with this strategy. Very hard to be wrong twice in a row. It's up to you to at least let it play the way it needs to play. And when I'm saying that, I mean, put your stops where they need to go, above the last high, below the last low. And if you're dealing with contracts and if you're dealing with options, it has to be a little bit more. Why? Because we have to account for the delta, the theta, the yada, yada, yada. So we need to account for that, because what we don't want to happen, which happens to everybody, is to be slapped in the face and have them continue on the path you knew it was going to go. So I'm going to take a little quick break. I'm going to start getting ready in the background. I'm going to check in on you guys every now and again. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. We had a very good day. If you made money today, well, you know, a lot of us, a lot of us did very well today. If you made money today, call it a day. You don't have to sit here and do this. Or if you want, maybe a little coaching, maybe a little helping people, whatever it is, but you don't need to take any more risk for the day. We've done the hard work. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your hard work. Okay, I'm going to take a little quick break. I'm going to get ready in the background. Let this play out. And look, it's not going to be pretty today. It's not going to be pretty. Look at the environment you're in. Do you really want to get involved after we did? Man, we put in so much work today. Do you really want to get involved and ruin that and eat away at your profit? Or, you know, be happy with what we got, and we're going to do the same thing tomorrow. And tomorrow's going to be even easier because Micron's earnings are after hours. So pre-market's going to tell us everything we need to know. And you know, I got y'all. I'm going to make a trading plan that will 9 times out of 10 is going to hit. I haven't missed so far. So So far, so good. Doesn't mean I won't. You know, I think 90, we're in high 90 percentile that the trading plan's hit. And we just got to follow the trading plan. But let me go ahead and get ready. I'm going to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Today, I'm sorry. It has to be an early day today. But tomorrow, you know, we should have a full day. All right, I'll be right back. It's mapped out on the 5-minute chart, Chenko. It's already mapped out. It's already mapped out for you. So look, we're in yellow until we're not. Let me just adjust this. We're in yellow until we're not. Watch out for this right here. If they want to make a maybe this, and then you have to wait for this above here. If you're looking for maybe some calls, maybe this right here. Okay, hold on, let me clear this up. It's gonna be tough to catch the calls though. It's gonna be really tough. Ideally, you want to catch it on the bottom of the yellow. You don't want to catch it in the middle of the trend. It's gonna be very tough. You're just gonna have to like wait for a moment. It's gonna be tough. Because also think, where are we? 39 to 42. Maybe they want to close this gap. You got to be making a bet, right? So if we get this little cup and handle to play out to where it goes above 39.94 and then retest 39.94, maybe you can get get in on the calls then. But I think all this needs to happen or else it's going to be tough. Your best bet is to wait until it tests either this yellow or this yellow if you want to look for calls. Maybe even if we get a break and okay, so look, a break and retest probably above this lick box here. I just saw it, my bad. So we're dealing with this lick box right here. A break and retest above it. That's probably your best bet. Otherwise, we're just in yellow until we're not. So I'm going to clear this up. I'm going to clear this one up because it looks a little confusing. This high a day, break and retest above high a day. That's what you're looking for. Cool? And I'm just being honest with you. Our entry was down here, right? This is our entry. This is all we could, based on the data we had at the time, this is our entry. It was either going to be underneath this orange or on the break of this green. This is our entry. Or, you know, we could have went top of the lick box. I think everyone else took top of the lick box. But this is the best we had. So it's either going to be this, right? This head and shoulders here. And then you're looking for puts somewhere underneath here. Or they're going to grab the liquidity from here in this lick box right here. And then break and retest above high a day. This is all you could ask for. And this is kind of sketchy, right? Because it's going to be hard to buy calls at the top. It's very hard to buy calls at the top. Your best bet for calls is going to be maybe if we retest this, what is this? The bottom of the lick box, which is also yellow. Or if we retest this one right here, because this is a secondary liquidity that hold on, let me redo it. This is a secondary liquidity that maybe caught us off guard. Not really, because we knew it was below, we had to be below orange anyway, but it is what it is. So that's what we got. You got it, Chenko? All right, let me go get ready. All right, cool. I'll be right back. Don't overtrade. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna have to call it here. Gonna have to make it a short day today. Tomorrow should be a full day, but if you're interested in learning how to trade with us, go to lastbuytrading.com. I'll get you sorted out. YouTube, it's been a pleasure. Discord, I'll be in there in a second. YouTube, have a good day. Goodbye.